This Jacksonville Jaguars team is not the same Jags team that we have seen in the past. Now led by Doug Peterson, the ex-Eagles head coach. Should be a fantastic game. Looking forward to it this week. And we're going to talk about the matchups. We're going to talk about everything. So let's get straight into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What a difference a head coach makes to a team. I got to say, Doug Peterson leading the charge, became the head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars this year. And not even just that, but not only was he the head coach of the of the year, but he was pretty much the GM. They didn't even hire a GM. I mean, Doug made a lot of the decisions on some of the playmakers that they did get. And I got to say, getting Christian Kirk, I mean, he's played pretty good the past few weeks, and even beating the Chargers 38-10. I thought Christian Kirk has been, obviously their number one option. They've been treating him that way, and he's been playing pretty good, I got to say. You have Zay Jones, you have Marvin Jones, good receiver core. You have James Robinson that had 100 yards rushing against the Chargers, and Robinson's no joke, guys. Robinson can run. He's tough. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He can play as a wide receiver and catch passes. He's fluid at both spots, and he's a dual threat in my opinion. He could almost catch everything, and he can run till daylight. So Robinson will definitely be a player that we have to make sure we maintain him the whole entire game. Make sure this team blitzes. Make sure that Gannon doesn't take his foot off the gas, and hopefully we'll score in the second half. If we do, I'll probably celebrate if we do. Okay. I watched the Chargers-Jaguars game, and TheTrevor Lawrence, having a lot of time to throw in that game, which is really interesting. I kind of want to bring this up. I want to shout out to Eagles Powerhouse that sent me this morning, which I thought it was really cool. So if you look at the Jaguars right now and their offense, what they do, they throw a lot of quick passes, even if Trevor Lawrence has a lot of time. Okay, so 68 of 77 passes traveled 19 yards or less. 6 of 77 for 20 to 29 yards. 2 of 77, 30 to 39. 1 of 77, 40 to 49. This man doesn't even pass past 20 yards. I mean, he doesn't even pass deep, period, which I think the Eagles could take advantage of because maybe he's just not throwing deep. Maybe they don't need to do it. I don't know what the game plan has been for the Jags the past few weeks because I haven't really watched a crap ton of them, of this game, but, of a few games they've played. But as of right now, he doesn't pass over 20 yards. I'm not going to say like it says he's inaccurate over 20 yards this season, but if you pressure him, I mean, I don't even remember the last time the Chargers actually really made him scramble a couple times, maybe. I mean, he gets the ball out real fast, guys. So with the cornerbacks that we have right now, you have to, like I said, you have Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, and Christian Kirk. So we'll see what the matchup is going to be like. Slade's probably going to be on Christian Kirk. You're probably going to have Brad Barr and Marvin Jones. And Marvin Jones is pretty quick, but and Zay Jones has been that third option for them, and he's been pretty productive when they put him in the slot. They'll move Kirk around sometimes in that offense, but as of right now, this is the first year where Trevor Lawrence really has actual weapons, and not saying he's playing bad. I think he's playing pretty good, but they beat a really good team, a Super Bowl contending team last week. You could say that Herbert had some messed up ribs, and I don't know, they just didn't look the same last week, and the Jaguars just killed them, which really was an eye opener for other teams. And obviously the Philadelphia Eagles were probably like, oh damn, what's going on? Why are they so successful this game? And we need to see how we could stop them. Okay, so no passes over 20 yards at all, literally. I mean, I don't know why, but I get it. But comes to their defense is very good against the run. I mean, they have a stout defense. You have Walker, Trevon Walker, Devin Lloyd. I mean, you got some playmakers over there. You really do. I'm not saying it's the best defense, but against the run, they play really well. Fourth in yards per carry at 3.1 yards a carry. That's it. That's a really good stat for them. Fourth in points allowed, 7 in yards, number 1 in turnovers, rushing defense, number 1 in attempts and yardage. Okay, it's crazy. It's a really good stat. Look, last week against Washington with the Philadelphia Eagles, Washington was their defense was the fourth. They gave up the most rushing yards, I think fourth worst team in rushing yards, and we couldn't even run on them. So maybe we'll get lucky this week and we can actually run on them. And if we can't, then we're gonna have to rely on Jalen Hurts to be accurate. Get these short window throws and mid-tier throws, and go through progressions, check downs. Jalen Hurts is probably gonna have 50, 60 yards rushing in this game. They're gonna give a lot lot of pressure. They did it to the Chargers last week. They like to give pressure. They are going to pressure Hurts. And the great thing about teams pressuring us, even if the Jaguars pressure us, if Hurts gets out of it, it's going to cause a big play. They make a mistake by blitzing, and if they do, Hurts is going to make them pay for it in the end. And I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm not afraid of Darius Williams and Tyson Campbell at cornerback. I think we match up really well. Dallas Goedert, depending on, if Devin Lloyd's going to be covering him, so he might be going downfield. Even with the Jaguars offensively, even Evan Ingram, a tight end, with the Giants, didn't really play well with them, has really had a lot of hiccups with that team over the past few seasons. And, he's been playing okay, pretty good, and being productive for them. So definitely, a good offense by the Jags, and the Eagles got to take advantage of it. If we score in the second half, I'll probably celebrate, like I said before. You know what I mean? So I think the Eagles become 4-0 after this week. It's not being conceited. It's not being cocky about it. I think this is definitely in a row of our schedule. I think this game is definitely a step up from what we faced so far, and I'm glad this game is at the link, too. So it is a home game for us, which is a great thing. So you're looking at an offense that gets the ball out real fast, the screen game. It looks like us in 2017 with that screen game that the Jaguars do offensively with Doug Peterson and him coaching the guys up. And obviously with the wide receivers and Marvin Jones, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, James Robinson that's been running the ball real hard. And he's a tough matchup, and, we'll see what happens. They could shut him down. I mean, who knows at this point? I don't think he's going to run over 100 yards on us. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Eagles will stop the run. I think the Eagles will have to get pressure. They will get pressure on Trevor Lawrence. If Lawrence is only throwing 20 yards, 20, he's not even throwing past 20 yards. I'm not saying yardage per total. I'm saying yardage as he's actually not throwing past 20 yards. He's not throwing for 30 yards, 40, 50-yard passes. He's not doing it. Don't know why. With the weapons he has, he can do whatever he wants. But the Eagles need to take advantage of this, because if he's inaccurate after 20-yard throws, then the Eagles can put more pressure, because the Chargers just didn't put enough pressure on him in that game. He was so comfortable in that pocket, and I'm telling you right now, I'm looking for TJ Edwards and Kaiser White, and I'm looking for these linebackers to step up and thump Trevor Lawrence, rattle him a little bit, make him nervous, and I'm telling you right now, the Eagles defense is going to have some picks. We're going to have a couple picks in this game, maybe even a pick six in this game, so definitely watch out for that. So overall, guys, this is the toughest team on our schedule as we are going through our schedule right now. And, the matchups are good. I think the Eagles have the upper hand on a few things. I think they just have a better pass rush. I think our defense can get to Trevor Lawrence. I think we're going to put our offense in a really good position. Special teams-wise, I have no idea what the Eagles are going to do, because they haven't even said anything about if they're keeping Covey on the active roster, letting him go. Devontae Smith is already returning punts, hopefully for situational. Hopefully they're not making Devontae Smith a full-time punt returner, because God knows, if he gets hit the wrong way, that's it. Okay, snap, crackle, pop. He's done. He gets hit like that, he's done. All it takes is one hit. Okay, so Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback, and I think he's going to have a really good year with the Jags. I think they're going to have a nice fighting year. They could end up winning the division. It could actually happen in their division. So, but I think that they're going to see a tough task with the Eagles, and the Eagles are just a different breed right now. They're an undefeated team. The Eagles are not feeling themselves up. The Eagles are not cocky right now. That's not what's going on. Okay, if that's what every team is starting to think, the Eagles are starting to feel themselves up, and they're starting to think that they could beat. And look, being confident and thinking you could beat everybody is one thing, but if they're taking teams lightly, that's a whole different scenario. And I don't think the Eagles are doing that. I think the camaraderie and what they have taken with each other, and just the brotherhood that we have right now, and just the connections that we have, it's a hard team to beat because of their mentality. And Jalen Hurts is leading the way, and Jalen Hurts is the reason why that this team has the mentality and the culture. Nick started the culture, but Jalen Hurts just ramped it up by 100 million% of what this team could do. And I think the Eagles come out of this game 4-0. I do. I think they rattle Lawrence. I think they get him to the ground. I think he starts to panic throw. I think they stop Robinson. I don't even think he gets 50, 60 yards for the day. I really don't. I think they'll stop Robinson, and offensively, I think Hurts is going to run. I think he's going to go through his progressions and do a couple checkdowns. And I think Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown might have a big day. Depending if they're going to play a lot of man-on-man, if they play zone. I don't know how they're going to treat these receivers come Sunday. If they're playing a lot of zone, I think it's going to be a cakewalk for Jalen Hurts to rip this ball in there and get a lot of yardage. And if they play man-to-man, I think they're still going to get beat regardless, because Jalen Hurts, he can't find anybody open. He gets pressured, and all it takes is Jacksonville to blitz, and can't catch Hurts. And he makes that one play. He's gonna make the Jags pay for it, and I think that's the way it's gonna go. So, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I think the Eagles have a really good chance this Sunday. Like I said, if they're up by 17, 20, 24 points, I don't want the Eagles to take their foot off the gas. I don't like the way they do that. I don't like it at all. I've hated it ever since they started doing it beginning of the season, and I totally get it. But if they score in the second half, yeah, I'm going to be really surprised if they score in the second half. I mean, sometime they got to score in the second half. Okay. So, you guys let me know about the game this Sunday. Let me know what you guys think the matchups, and just in general of just why do you think the Eagles might win, might lose. And I don't think this team is going to – look, I don't see this team not fighting. Shooting themselves in the foot is one thing when it comes to penalties, when it comes to certain things like that really – that kind of pisses me off, the same penalty every single game. And obviously the refs have made some really bad decisions for a lot of games in the NFL. I've messed up a lot of games because of the really bad, some of these penalties have been crazy this year. I don't know the score prediction, guys. I think it's still going to be a pretty close game, but I think the Eagles are going to separate after the half. That's what I'm hoping. I hope they score more points in the second half. I don't see why not. I mean, I just need them to change this thing that they're doing when they're just trying to contain them and play the cautious game and play prevent and do basic plays to run the clock for Shane Steichen. I hope he just changes some. I hope the game plan is a little different, but this team is ready. This team is prepared. This team is ready to beat the Jags. So I'm very excited for it. I hope you guys are too. I will see you guys on the next one. Leave a comment in the comment section below to say what you think about this game. And if you are going to the game, please let me know. And I'll see you guys later. SHAKESQUAD up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.